Okay, this is Grant Takes Command 2 from MMP Games. We're playing Scenario 11, which is the Overland Campaign, 1864 offensive, including the Shenandoah Valley and the stuff that takes place in around Bermuda 100 in the south. This situation report, basically there's been a lot of fighting in the wilderness area, and if you've noticed I've switched over to force displays, and this is because there are a lot of displays where you've got or hexes where there are units with different fatigue statuses, different demoralization statuses, different disorganization statuses, etc., all in the same hex. Now I'm using these force displays that came from Board Game Geeks. These are much superior to the displays you get with the standard game, because they have ways of tracking morale, exhaustion, the actual power of the units, the fatigue level. It's much easier to see what's going on looking at these units on the actual charts here. So in terms of what's going on in the wilderness, the Union have lost quite a lot of troops now, double the losses of the Confederacy, but they're gradually pushing the Confederates out of the wilderness. And they're also getting in a position where they can outflank them. So the wilderness position, as it was historically, is not maintainable. The Confederates are going to have to retreat to somewhere more defensible, which is difficult to envisage what is more defensible. They're going to have to retreat on to Richmond. Can't see any other objective because we're severely outnumbered, and the enemy have got the ability to manoeuvre around us because of that. If we look what's going on down south with the Army of the James, they've sort of pressed forward, but they haven't managed to knock the Confederate units away from the neck of this particular area around Bermuda 100. The Confederacy is weak. It's trying to desperately bring in units from the south. It's got some units coming in from the north as well, but they're hopelessly outnumbered here by the Army of the James. So it's not looking good. Now one thing's coming up, because this turn is the situation at the end of turn 4, there's a strategic phase. So supplying things will start kicking in here. So that could make a difference, particularly down south, where it's going to be a lot harder to supply. Currently they've got a depot at Bermuda 100, but if they're trying to supply over the James River here, I just don't think that's very practical. And also the Appomattox, I should know, Appomattox or whatever, river there. We've got situation in the valley is Union forces using strategic movement to move down the valley, for they come from Winchester, with a view to pushing the Confederates out of all these strategically controlled counties in the valley here. So the Confederates are going to have to do something about this soon, because they've only got one tiny little cavalry formation in the actual valley, which is here, and it's really not in a position to do anything. So that's it. Be interesting to see how the strategic segment impacts on this game, but to be honest, the situation from the Confederacy is difficult. It was difficult historically, and it's playing out that way. The Union can just sacrifice troops to try and push the Confederates out of their defensive positions.